Hey guys, and welcome back, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. So, on this Christmas Eve, Analog decided to graciously give us Pocket Firmware 2.0, which they promised earlier this month, and they actually came through this time. So, let's take a quick look at what's going on with this firmware and see what features it has added. So you can see it is available on the Pocket website here on analogue.co, and we got your instructions. If you're using an updater, your firmware should get updated automatically. So let's look at the release notes. So for the Game Boy, we have added custom palette support with new APGB format palettes. Open FPGA framework version is updated to 2.0. They have added original display mode supports, and new CRT Trinitron mode is added. The Pocket will automatically unlock the CRT Trinitron original display mode for suitable cores that don't specify any modes. Other modes must be enabled by the core author. Cores can now have different video aspect ratios when docked. So that's interesting because I have tested this. This does not add DAC support, but hopefully the fact that we're getting different video aspect ratios when docked is going to tell us that maybe we're a step closer to getting our 4x3 CRT support through the DAC. So hopefully that's a good sign. Only time will tell. This was all, of course, guaranteed back in 2019 when the Pocket was released with DAC support supposedly built in. I'm going to go over that in a second. Anyway, so APF added new host command, and they also added a modified host command. For the dock, they added support for the 8-bit M30 2.4G dongle, and fixed video issues with some open FPGA cores and resolutions. So like I mentioned before, dock compatibility was promised for the Pocket when it was announced in 2019, and we can see here that they have changed it to coming soon on the current Pocket page. But if we look over here on the Duo, we can see that on the current Duo page it says supports the analog DAC, but we know that it does not. And if we go over to the FAQ, we can see that does Duo support analog DAC, and it says coming 2024. So we can see that even though it's on the page as supported, it's not. And so like I used the Wayback Machine, and we can see here is December 11th, 2020. And on the dock on the Analog Pocket page up here, we can see, and it just says DAC compatible. And here we go, Wayback Machine, July 2nd, 2022. DAC compatible. I'm not sure when they changed this, but this was an advertised feature for a long time. And we are now over 4 years since the Analog Pocket was announced, and DAC support was shown as available in 2019. And we are now in December of 2023, over 4 years later, and we still do not have DAC support. And so the fact that the Duo page just shows 2024, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they designed something wrong in the DAC. Getting a bit concerned that we're never going to see it, even though they keep promising it, because these are devices made by them. Like, their team should have been working together, and this should work. And for whatever reason, they have not figured it out. And so, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. One other quick thing is if you by chance have a Duo, they did update the firmware earlier this month to 1.1b. I'll let you look at the notes on that. And then a little bit ago, back in August, they did release a 5.3 firmware for the Super NT. I don't remember if I talked about this or not in a video, But last I checked, the 5.3 version is not on a firmware that has been modified yet. So we have no custom firmware for 5.3 last I checked. But just thought that those might be worth mentioning. And so if you have a Super NT or a Duo and you haven't updated the firmware in a while, you're having some issues and you're not worried about custom firmware or anything like that, you might check those out. If not, let's just hope that 2024 brings us analog DAC support. Anyway, it's probably the last video of the year unless we get some cool announcements from someone and I make a video about it. I did finally, after a bunch of effort with Evercade and Funstock, get my Atomic Edition, so I will be making a video about that in the future, and about the Duke Nukem 1 and 2 remasters. So anyway, that's coming down the pipeline pretty soon, hopefully. But until next time, hope you guys all have good holidays, Merry Christmas, and if I don't see you before New Year's, Happy New Year. All right, see you next one.